from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs, including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Tuesday, the 16th of March, 2021. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, police investigating 2 sudden deaths, one in Grenville and one in Carriacou. Glowing tributes for the late Elvin Nimrod as he is laid to rest on Tuesday. Grenada Cooperative Bank's annual Pump It Up Walk to be transformed into a series of events as all things go virtual. AstraZeneca injection now available at community health centers, while the debate about its use continues. Our guest this evening to discuss COVID 1 year later is Dr. Francis Martin. Beverly Telesford is here in studio to give us the sports and international headlines.
Coming up in sports, number of days for Carifta Games will not be extended, and Michael Holding received the Best Sports Pundit Award for 2020. And around the globe, Jamaica supports the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine, and the Vatican says the Catholic Church cannot bless same-sex unions.
Details right after this message.
This is GBN, the nation's news leader. This segment is brought to you by Courts Grenada Limited.
We are all essential in the fight against COVID-19.
At Courts, we're doing our part, and we encourage you to stay at home, stay safe, and shop online at www.shopcourts.com.
For added convenience, our Courts online customers will receive free delivery and get up to 20% off televisions, appliances, and homewares. Plus, if you shop with Ready Finance, you will pay nothing down for 60 days. Now, you can stay home, shop online, and save.
Remember, do the essential. Wear a mask, wash your hands, practice social distancing, stop the spread.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. One Grenville fisherman met his demise Tuesday morning while venturing out to sea. Eric Williams, aka Dark Knight Boat, was spotted in distress by fellow fishermen. The incident is reported to have happened just outside the Grenville Fish Market area sometime after 6 a.m. on Tuesday. According to reports, Williams appears to have suffered some medical mishap while heading out to ply his daily trade.
Fishing expeditions were called off for the day as the fishing fraternity in and around Grenville St. Andrew has been thrown into a state of sadness at the unfortunate passing of one of their colleagues. Eric Williams, or Dark Knight, as he was affectionately called, hails from the village of Subies, St. Andrew. GBN was told that the deceased was on his way out to sea to ply his trade, something he has been doing for the past 40-plus years, when colleagues from another another vessel saw his boat spinning, but no dark night in sight. Francis Toby Calise, fisheries officer in charge of the district, spoke with GBN via telephone about what he was told happened.
On his fishing expedition, which he does on a regular basis, and apparently while he was going out in company with another fishing boat, and his boat stopped, not really stopped, it started spinning, going round and round. So the other fishers on the other boat thought it was, something must have gone wrong. So they stopped and they observed, and they noticed that he fell inside of the boat. He was lying inside of the boat, but our next boat was also going applying the same direction. And they noticed the same thing, and the second boat now approach the deceased boat, and he noticed that he was lying inside of the boat. So then they get inside the boat, yes, and noticed that he was not making any movement.
He explained what the day has been like.
Everyone is in shock, of bereavement. This is how the mood on the waterfront is. Anymore, they came back ashore and call it off for the day.
Oh,
yes.
boy.
Call it off for the day. So all you're passing Subies, this is the talk on the street and things like that.
Calise hopes this will serve as a wake-up call for other fisher folk that they should not venture out at sea alone.
He goes out fishing most of the time by himself, which is against the fisheries laws. You should not be plying, conducting fishing activities, beyond 2 miles without a crew. I think this would be a warning for a lot of people who have been doing this. I think now they will think.
Meanwhile, police on the sister isle of Carriacou have confirmed that the body of a male was discovered Tuesday morning on Upper Main Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou. The man, who goes by the alias Crabman, was found around after 8 a.m. Autopsies for both men to determine the actual cause of death are still pending. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
The Ministry of Health continues to battle against COVID-19 on island by rolling out a vaccination drive throughout the country. The AstraZeneca injection is now available to everyone willing to get vaccinated at community health centers. Rena Peer spoke to the Permanent Secretary of Hospital Services to tell us more.
In addition to the Radisson Hotel and the Bruce Street Mall in St. George, the AstraZeneca vaccine is now available in all major health centers on island to all Grenadians. That's according to Permanent Secretary with responsibility for hospital services, Hannah St. Paul. She also announced the next stop for the ministry's mobile vaccination center.
We are going to be moving this week into St. John's and St. Mark. So on Wednesday, we would be at WOV. The advertisement is already out for the Pastoral Center. We have currently our vaccines available at all health centers. So 6 major health centers, the vaccine is available there. Anyone can walk into the health facility within 9 to 2, and you can access your vaccine at all health centers.
Just a few weeks ago, the Ministry of Health received a shipment of 17,000 vaccines. 8,606 people have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine in Grenada so far.
And the category of persons that has been vaccinated has been varied. We have persons from our health professionals, which we call our frontline personnel. We have the hoteliers, which are involved in the tourism industry. We have persons, the elderly, coming out to be vaccinated. So we are seeing a wide cross-section of persons involved in the vaccination. We are seeing a very, very good response from Carriacou and Kitimatnik. So far, we have 533 persons and Carriacou and Petit Martinique receiving the vaccine.
While the vaccination process continues, the health official reminds the public that it is still imperative to follow all COVID-19 protocols.
It's very important that we continue all our preventative measures as our vaccination campaign continues, because remember, our country has not yet vaccinated enough persons in order for us to have what we call herd immunity. So until that, we continue to advocate that persons continue to wear their mask, you do your social distancing, sanitize, and every other precaution that you can take continues.
More vaccine supplies are expected in the coming weeks. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
Another voice has been added to the throes of anti-vaxxers as government continues to roll out its vaccination campaign around the country. Coincidentally, Germany is the latest European country to suspend the use of the AstraZeneca amid blood clotting concerns. The Grenadian government was also stumped by the low turnout of health workers recently for the vaccination process. Now a concerned citizen has chimed in.
I'm saying that government should rethink that and stop the mass vaccination in our country. Stop it. It's wrong.
Concerned citizen Junior Francis is calling for an end to mass vaccinations. He is also calling on government to review the regulations on the mandatory wearing of masks. Francis is questioning whether the Ministry of Health conducted thorough research on the dangers of this vaccine and the wearing of masks.
Now, whenever you are asked to cover your nose and your mouth, that means you are eliminating the fresh oxygen supply to your lungs. So we have a potential problem on our hands that we're going to be facing pretty soon. Yes, that you will have a lot of respiratory diseases developing as a result of that, and it is facts proven that once you cover your nose and your mouth at the same time, you are intaking what you're supposed to be giving out. So that's a no-no to begin with. You're working against health and against nature.
He believes that the global trend of rushing to get people vaccinated has reached the shores of Grenada. The AstraZeneca vaccine is still undergoing phase 3 clinical trials and has therefore not been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Francis says he would like to know if there are ulterior motives.
My plea is that government should be open, give people the facts. Let them make a decision. Yes, it is a personal decision, but the way that they are doing it, as you could see, pretty soon that they're going to be making it mandatory, as the Minister of Health said. Yes, that's wrong. That is wrong, Minister of Health.
He is demanding that government check the facts on these vaccines before its administration. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, is encouraging all Caribbean nationals to take the COVID-19 vaccine. The words of encouragement come amid the emergence of new variants of the viral disease, which could prove more infectious and deadly, thus delaying efforts to end the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, is closely monitoring the emergence of variants of the COVID-19 causing virus in the region. The Executive Director of CARPHA, Dr. Joy St. John, says variants are a natural part of viral infection and replication, but not all variants are significant. However, of concern to medical researchers are the British, South African, and Brazilian variants. The CARPHA Executive Director says the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is being administered in St. Lucia and much of the region, is effective against the Brazilian variant P1.
A recent study conducted by AstraZeneca suggests that the vaccine will work against the P1 variant from Brazil. The Brazilian regulatory authorities have assessed it and are so far satisfied by the results. So much so that the Brazilian government has since approved the AstraZeneca vaccine for use in its population, where the P1 variant is widespread, and has ordered more than 200 million doses of AstraZeneca.
Dr. St. John touted the benefits of nationals of the region taking the vaccine. She says there's mounting evidence of reduced rate of infection in countries with a high uptick in inoculation against the COVID-19 virus.
Vaccinated.
The longer a virus remains in circulation, the greater the chances of the emergence of a more deadly and infectious variant. Health authorities discovered a variant in the region which seemed similar to the Brazilian P1 but had significant differences. This has led to the region being placed on alert for a possible development of its own Caribbean variant
in the region.
This is in effect a race against time, with the enemy known for its ability to change its characteristics, making the battle to contain it even more difficult. Medical experts believe that only with the inoculation of a significant percentage of the population will the COVID-19 pandemic be brought under control. Stanley Lucian for the HTS News Force.
Our special guest tonight is Dr. Francis Martin, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and medical doctor by profession. Welcome, Dr. Martin.
Good night. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Dr. Martin, what is the benefit of having vaccination in so many places across the country?
The benefit of vaccination is the benefit we've always seen over the years, in that if you vaccinate enough of your people, then the virus will not circulate in your community, in your countries, and so the risk of death, the risk of sickness significantly decreases once you have enough of your people vaccinated. That has always been the benefit of vaccines over the years.
Now, there are still a large segment of the population, including medical personnel, who are not convinced that the vaccine is in their interest or just prefer to wait to see what happens with those who took the vaccines. Should vaccines become mandatory, in your opinion?
I don't believe in mandatory anything at all, but I believe in allowing good science to prevail. Our medical professionals believe in the science, and they need to be told a lot of the things. They also need to study themselves to understand what the needs are. But I'm hoping that overall, both our medical professionals as well as the country will realize the overall benefit that vaccine is going to give, based on the fact that we've benefited so much from vaccines before, and that they all will do the right thing and take the vaccine.
Now, we have seen reports from different countries around the world, and there are still some unanswered questions regarding COVID-19 vaccine. One question: who accepts responsibility if someone develops severe symptoms after taking the vaccine?
Well, the ways of dealing with symptoms associated with vaccination is not a new thing. There is already a mechanism that has been set up for many decades now of how countries deal with when someone has an allergic reaction or an adverse reaction to vaccines. That mechanism is still in place. There is a way for you to report it. There is a way for it to be researched. And there obviously is a way to deal with those matters. But I do understand the concerns that people have, especially with the reports that are coming from around the world. What is happening around the world is due diligence. Anytime something like this happens, one needs to study and make sure that what you're seeing is not really a side effect or a fatal effect of the vaccine. But I'm pretty sure that at the end of the day, when the science reveals what the situation is, the vaccines are going to come out okay and on top, because I believe in the science of it.
Now, many people see the vaccine as the answer and the return to normalcy. Do you think we are running the risk of people becoming increasingly careless with some of the protocols, knowing that they have been vaccinated?
And that worries me a lot, because there is a notion that people are feeling that kind of way. I remind people, the vaccine only protects you from becoming severely ill, prevents you from being hospitalization, and prevents you from dying. But the vaccine doesn't prevent the virus from lodging itself in your nostrils and your airway. What the vaccine may also do is to help your immune system to kill the virus much quicker than if you didn't have the vaccine. So one should not put down the guard. The vaccine doesn't prevent the virus from lodging itself. And so you should also practice the measures that we've been saying all along. That is, wear your mask to prevent droplets from getting from one place to the next. sanitize yourself, and practice safe and sensible distancing to ensure that you prevent the risk of transmission of the virus.
Now, how probable do you think it is for the government to reach its target of, I think, is it 60% of the population to become vaccinated?
I am very hopeful that we're going to achieve that target. It's going to take some work, though, because like the rest of the population, I believe people need information. They need to be told. They need to understand what the vaccine is doing and how it works. So it gives them some sense of confidence. So I do believe that a lot more needs to be done. I myself have a few educational programs that are set up for me for the next couple of days to try and encourage people and share with people the information that I know. I am certain, however, that once we give the right information out there to be able to counteract the negative information that we're getting in the social media, I have no doubt that once we reach that, then we will be able to achieve the targets that we want to achieve.
Thank you so much, Dr. Martin. Always a pleasure talking to you.
It's my pleasure being here as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We were just speaking to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin. This is News at 7. Coming up, former Deputy Prime Minister Elvin Nimrod laid to rest. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
What are you looking for? Top quality copy paper, linen paper, bond paper maybe, or lunch bags, maybe a gift set, or maybe you're just not sure. Then visit us today, Canara Bookstore. We are so much more than your regular bookstore. Visit us at the corner of Scotch and Young Street, or give us a call, 420-5307 or 321-3500. Canara Bookstore. Convenience, quality, excellent prices.
Sissons truly cares about your paint job. We give you the results you wish for. Sissons understands your needs and responds to it.
Get the finish you want with quality that is unmatched. Nothing compares to Sissons paint.
No matter your need, at home or on that industrial project.
Sissons has the perfect color solution for you.
Sissons paints for good looks that last. Available at all major hardware retailers island-wide.
Man, a real mad. Sunday, March 28th from 6 p.m. We're kicking off another massive Waggity Virtual Bingo as the March Madness deals continue. And this time, you can win $10,000 US. What? Yes, $10,000 US. And tickets are only $8 US. Hold up, $8 US? I tell all you what you gone mad. In Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com or from numerous box offices island-wide and our main office on Bruce Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, March 28th, join the madness and enjoy all the fun and excitement online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo, the new way to play bingo.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Together there's no limit to what we can do. Rise with no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Trade union represented workers at RBTT on Tuesday again engaged in industrial action, demanding that their employer honors their requests as well as the judgments made by the Labor Commissioner Cyrus Griffith and then Labor Minister Peter David. President General of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andre Lewis, said the bank has refused to engage the union and has instead sought to arrange a meeting with the workers to meet with the new owners, the Antigua Commercial Bank, for 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
The bank has continued to refuse to put into effect the Minister for Labor recommendations in relation to the outstanding industrial matters. One, the right of the workers not to be sold as slaves to the new employer as the Antigua Commercial Bank, meaning that the workers have a right to tell RBC Caribbean Financial that they are not willing to be sold over to the Antigua Commercial Bank, and therefore they have to be paid for the years of service. The minister has agreed with that, made that recommendation. Secondly, that if and when there should be any cause for retrenchment, notice to the union and the workers shall not run concurrently. And then the aspect of signing up on the existing collective labor agreement. The bank has refused to even engage the union.
Lewis said the workers and the union have agreed not to engage the new owners until the local dispute is resolved. He said the situation is unfortunate as some workers are willing to work with the new owners.
New bank takes effect, and that is what we are pursuing together with the workers. All the workers are outside right now. We have the True Blue branch and we have the main branch here in Grandlands, but the True Blue branch is a distance away from us because of the COVID protocol and the protocol have with the bank, where the bank do not want the True Blue workers to mingle with the Grandlands branch workers. We have split them up.
Lewis did not wish to reveal any further protest actions planned by the union and employees. An official send-off for a man of high esteem. The funeral of the late former minister Elvin G. Nimrod was held today on the sister isle of Carriacou. Beverly Telesford tells us more.
The funeral of former Deputy Prime Minister Elvin Nimrod was filled with an outpour of tributes as the family and colleagues reminisced on his life. Though it was a gloomy day for some, for most it was a celebration of his life. Here are some highlights of the tributes delivered today by his family and friends.
It guides me. Yes, like a shining star in the night, or better yet, like the morning sun that rises in the east. It guides me as I'm here to take this sacred moment before each and every one of you to honor an honorable one, the Honorable Elvin G. Nimrod.
Nimrod left an indelible mark on the lives of the people he came in contact with. This was evident in all of the addresses made.
A man whom we all have grown to love tremendously, so that together we may acknowledge and share both our joy in the gift that his life was to us and the pain that his passing brings.
Elvin Nimrod was indeed a true patriot, whose passing for many was just too soon.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell recalled some of Nimrod's many contributions as his colleague.
I'm sure you recognize he was my very special brother, nonetheless. He was a true friend, a piercing lover of people, a hero of the working class, where he came from, never forgot where he came from, an advocate for the less privileged, a soldier standing by your side when the going gets tough. Elvin Nimrod was all of that and more.
The funeral was originally scheduled for Friday, March 12th, but had been postponed to Tuesday to facilitate a family member who was at the time not cleared from quarantine. The funeral was held at the Lauriston Mini Stadium from midday. Nimrod died on February 6, 2021, one day before the country celebrated its 47th anniversary of independence, after battling an illness in the United States. For GBN News, Beverly, Telesford.
May his soul rest in peace. And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelana Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. A wooden bridge connecting Dragons Bay and Shanda Happy Hill has raised concern for residents. After one resident fell through the bridge a month ago, the communities are calling for swift remedial work on the bridge to prevent a serious accident. Our online audience shared their thoughts on the situation. Sean commented that is good for them people in that area because only handouts they like. Another individual commented, what about residents assist themselves and try the self-help method? Government provides material and residents do the work. It would be done properly and at a reasonable time. Deborah commented they're spending $30 million for streetlights and the bridge and road NMP is not fixing. Shame on you all Grenadians for voting for such a government. The whole world is watching and seeing how backward some of you are. Vote people in office who care about your communities and want better, not just for themselves, but every Grenadian. It's only when election time they care what is happening. What has become of my people? Isha commented, why does everything have to be about politics? I'm sure if the community comes together and takes it to the proper authority, the bridge will get fixed. Did they ever complain about it before, or did they wait until someone fell in it to complain? And Danny commented, I really get fed up with the politics of Grenadians. A prime minister has to look after the concerns of the whole country. I am sure that he has a team working in the constituency who should be made aware of constituency issues. Yes, the bridge is important, but the economy, security, and COVID-19 are more pressing matters. Straight away, the Keith haters are quick to talk about votes, election, etc. The structure of the bridge seems relatively sound apart from the boards. Contact the Ministry of Works directly and bring it to their attention. The Prime Minister is not a carpenter. He can't fix everything. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
That last comment had me laughing. From the thought process to the visual impact, let's take a peek through the GBN ISAW lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight's ISAW begs the question, what happened here? See for yourself.
No.
The footage came with no location or backstory, but one can't help but wonder at the circumstances surrounding the situation. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 4053052 or our other social media platforms.
How is the question for that story? We definitely need to get the juice on that one. Still ahead, Grenada Cooperative Bank's annual Pump It Up Walk to be transformed into a series of events. This is News at 7.
The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission consultations on the islands of Carriacou and Petite Martinique have been rescheduled to Wednesday, March 17th and Thursday, March 18th. On Wednesday, the discussions at Dover Government School will center on the draft generation license, Grenada Electricity Services Limited, as well as other concerns, including self-generation. Discussions will run from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then on Thursday, March 18th, the discussions will continue at NADMA's conference room in Petite Martinique from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The document can be reviewed online at www.purc.gd. For more information or to reserve booking, call the PERC on 437-1602 or email consultation@purc.gd. The session will also be carried live on GIS Facebook and GBN's Facebook pages. The PERC, protecting your interests. Get involved. Your voice matters.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Grenada, are you ready? Football is back with the first round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Grenada versus the U.S. Virgin Islands at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Your Spice Boys are back in action. Tuesday, 30th March. Game time, 7 p.m. sharp with no fans in the stand.
No fans? Well, we're making our own party.
We're broadcasting live on Flow Grenada, channels 1000 and 1001.
And I'll be streaming that on my big screen TV, cooking up Pato Island.
Call Flow today to add your channel for only $20.
Well, it's mass with me and my family.
That's right. Support your 3-time Gold Cup qualifier, Team Grenada. For more info, call or WhatsApp 473-535-2090 or 440-9903. Sponsored by Glenelg Spring Water, Flow, and the Grenada Cooperative Bank.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of it, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
We understand it can be hard getting from the bus terminal to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium just to get your fresh fruits and veggies. But guess what? Your troubles are over. Enjoy a free bus shuttle from the bus terminal to the temporary market at the Kirani James Stadium
every Friday and Saturday until the end of March.
Let us buy local, eat local, and support our local market vendors.
World Social Work Day is on Tuesday, the 16th of March, 2021. It is the key day in the year when social workers worldwide stand together to advance their common message globally. Representative of the Grenada Association of Professional Social Workers spoke of their plans in celebrating the day. More in this report.
World Social Work Day is a celebration that aims to highlight the achievements of social work, raise the visibility of social services for the future of societies, and to defend social justice and human rights. Every year, World Social Work Day is celebrated on the third Tuesday of March. It is a celebration that has become a high point in the social work calendar, with social workers all over the world celebrating and promoting the contributions of the profession to individuals, families, communities, and wider society. This year, the day will be celebrated under the theme, I Am Because We Are, strengthening social solidarity. Kalisha Purcell, president of the Grenada Association of Professional Social Workers, highlights some of the roles of social workers in Grenada.
We go from administrative, as she said, to clinical, to policymakers. I mean, the core is for us, a lot of the times is for us to empower, to educate, to equip. I mean, in terms of changing legislation, basically eradicating systemic injustices. That's social work. It's about humanitarian work. It's about helping others. It's about sometimes putting others first. You know, so, and the work that is being done in Grenada, as Ms. Ogilvy said, is through the Ministry of Social Development and many other NGOs that are providing services.
Public Relations Officer of the Association, Melissa Olivier, says the work of social workers should be recognized and appreciated.
In our local context, social workers, they work really hard. We have to recognize the work of social workers in Grenada. The resources are limited, and so they have to be creative and innovative in how they meet the needs. And the needs are becoming more complex. So that means that the requirement on social work, because it's hard. So we have to appreciate their work. We work really hard here, and sometimes we don't. Social work is not a profession that we get recognized, and so, but amongst ourselves, we recognize the work of our colleagues.
With over 100 social workers in the GAPSW, President Purcell says there is a need for more social workers to join the association. She also made mention of some of the calendar activities to mark this year's celebration.
We also have a workshop for early years educators that will be happening on Friday. And I believe tomorrow we have we'll be doing donations to food to the Breakfast Club that has been we were given the complimentary food items from IGA Supermarket. So those are the three main things that we're doing this year.
The president and the PRO was speaking on GBN's Good Morning program. For GBN News, I am Rina Peh reporting.
It's a pump it up with a different swing as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to affect events that have become a custom for many Grenadians. This year, instead of the Grenada Cooperative Bank hosting its Pump It Up Walk, it is being transformed into a series of events over a 7-week period. The event now meshes social distancing requirements with creating healthier habits among Grenadians. Jara Joseph has the latest developments.
As the Grenada Cooperative Bank closes in on the $500,000 target for the re-establishment of the Carlton home, a new exciting version of the Pump It Up Walk is being introduced. Marketing Officer Samika Roberts, during an exclusive interview with GBN, said despite voting against a physical walk in 2021, an innovative idea was created to incorporate healthier lifestyles and promote the impact of a healthier body on the economy, productivity and livelihoods.
Every person who purchases a package at $15 each would be contributing directly into their fundraising efforts. But we also have benefactors on board who are also contributing, as they have been since 2017, towards this fund, which would add to the contribution that the public is making.
Registration began on March 15th, and Robert says activities would officially begin on April 1st.
We're doing step count challenges because this year's giveaway is a pedometer, which is a step counter. And we would encourage people to register early because the person who has the highest step count can win a prize.
She says part of the activities is an exercise challenge with 2 videos being posted per week for participants to follow and win prizes. Healthy meal prep, the marketing officer impresses, would be another highlight.
We would also be airing our video series, which highlights the different components of a healthy body and also highlights the substance abuse issue, where we'll be telling a recovery story of somebody who actually benefited from the services of the Carlton home. And then the third thing is the National Pump It Up Day, which we would be having on the 30th of April, where we would want corporations to allow their staff to wear the Pump It Up t-shirt.
The bank has raised $324,000 and together with its benefactors plus citizens is seeking to add $135,000 by year end. Pump It Up is geared at assisting a health-related charity that deals with people who suffer from non-communicable illness, and substance abuse has been the focus since 2016. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Well done. Stay with us. The weather and sports up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Let's look at tonight's minimum temperature, 24.5 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate showers. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open water. There are no warnings at this time. Tides are low at 1 a.m. and high 5 hours later at 6 a.m. On Wednesday, the weather is expected to be mostly fair with light morning showers. On Thursday, also looking mostly fair with light to moderate morning and nighttime showers. On Friday, weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate showers. That's it for your weather forecast on GBN News.
Good evening, sporting fans. The number of days for the Carafta Games will not be extended as the new date was announced last week. Moving to August 13th to the 15th, NACAC President Mike Sands says the only extension for the Carafta Games would only be starting earlier and or finishing later.
But in terms of extending the days, the answer to the question is absolutely not, because you hear us talking earlier about cost and expense. So automatically, an extension of a day would take the cost up astronomically. So there's no consideration given to extending the days of the games, but the schedule is being closely looked at on a continuous basis.
West Indies fast bowling great Michael Holding has won the Sports Journalists Association Award for Best Pundit in 2020 at the SJA Awards, and Sky Sports won the Sports Network of the Year category. The Sports Pundit Award, which is decided by an SJA members' vote, was given to former West Indian pace bowler Holding for his powerful testimony about racial injustice in the aftermath of the death of George Floyd on Sky Cricket's coverage of England against West Indies in July 2020. Michael Holding spoke to Jim Rosenthal before being announced as the SJA Pundit of the Year.
But it's a great feeling, you know, when your peers vote you as the person that they think should be number one. It's great. I need some clamps to put on the side of my head so it doesn't start swelling, Jim.
When you sit down as a commentator or a pundit, what is uppermost in your mind? What do you really want to deliver?
What I'm trying to do when I sit down in that chair in the commentary box is to try to get the people at home to understand exactly what's happening out there on the field. You know, when you're doing radio, it has to be a lot more descriptive than when you're doing television. People at home are seeing what you are seeing. So it's up to you, or my job, I think, is to try to tell them and explain things to them that are not obvious by the pictures that they are seeing.
Now, your life was transformed in July when we were all waiting for Test cricket to come back. While we were waiting at Southampton, you got up on a balcony there, and for a very private man, you absolutely laid yourself bare.
If it hadn't been for the rain, Jim, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to see as much as I did see, because it was just supposed to be a brief response to what the recording and move on to the cricket. It's something that has been in me and in my head for many, many years. You know, people don't understand what it is like to go through life and always thinking that people think very less of you than what you think of yourself. And it can be a little bit tiring. And when I got that opportunity, it just came spilling out.
Ricky Skerritt is seeking a second term as president of Cricket West Indies when the board holds election on March 28th. The incumbent, who has already received nominations from the Leeward Islands Cricket Board and Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, is hoping to continue with the transformational changes on the 10-point Cricket First plan.
We have reshaped our 10-point plan to be the Cricket First plus 10-point plan, because we have stuck in a couple of other areas that we want to get done in the second term that we didn't have at all in any focus on our first term. So we're continuing, we're seeking support to continue because we think we've done a good first term, and we know that one good term deserves another.
He says one of the major challenges on assuming office was a lack of unity among the executive leadership of the organization.
It didn't take me more than a few days to figure out that we just had some massive administrative problems right within our own organization. We had a chief operations officer who reported directly to the president, and we had a CEO who seemed to report to both the president and the chief operations officer. So technically you had two CEOs in the organization. Now how that came about, one can only speculate.
Scarrett says he's hopeful of now focusing more on cricket management rather than financial management if re-elected. That's the sports. The Probe Around the Globe is next. Now for the Probe Around the Globe. Despite fears in some European countries, more assurance that the AstraZeneca vaccine is safe, the European Medicine Agency has since indicated that there is no connection between the vaccine and emerging health concerns. Details in this report.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton at a press briefing on Thursday.
We have not had incidents that could change that expert view that it is an effective and safe vaccine. And we will track the persons here in Jamaica that receive the vaccine, as we have done, to show the actual impact. And so far, so good.
It follows news Thursday that some European countries have stopped using the AstraZeneca vaccine after some recipients developed blood clots. The European Medicines Agency insists there is no correlation. Chairman of the Southern Regional Health Authority, Wayne Chen, explained that while he understands the concerns, Jamaicans need to look at the bigger picture.
The health authorities in each country has to act on information as they have it. The fact is, though, that in these countries they have multiple vaccines, so they have the luxury of pausing now and then, even for the slightest bit of adverse information. So they do what they think is prudent.
Now, day 3 of the vaccine rollout, Mr. Chen explained that what has been helping in his region is continued public education.
A seasoned team of community health aides, public health nurses, even the vector control workers, and this number's in the thousands in the southern region, in the 3 parishes of Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth. So there is a lot of on-the-ground discussion of the vaccine and its importance in our fight against the pandemic. But I think the most effective medium will be when people who are opinion leaders, who are looked up to in the community, when they are respected, when they step forward and take the vaccine, I think that will be the most effective medium.
Millions of people in Europe have already received the AstraZeneca vaccine. Here in the region, Trinidad is looking to start administering the jabs later this month. Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.
Further afield, the Vatican said Monday that the Catholic Church would not bless same-sex unions in a combative statement approved by Pope Francis that threatens to widen the chasm between the Church and much of the LGBTQ community. More in this report.
The Vatican has announced the Catholic Church cannot give its blessing to same-sex marriages, writing, "God does not and cannot bless sin. He blesses sinful man so that he may recognize that he is part of his plan of love and allow himself to be changed by him."
None of us like the term sin.
but that's the business of the church.
CBS News Vatican consultant Father Anthony Figueiredo says the Vatican decree is a strong affirmation of traditional church doctrine.
If we bless a union, we're actually putting them on a par with marriage. That for the church is outside what God intended in creation.
Figueiredo says Pope Francis has gone further than any other pontiff in welcoming and accepting people with homosexual inclinations. But when priests came to the Vatican to clarify if blessing same-sex unions is allowed, the answer was no.
He's saying, yes, everyone is welcome, but when it goes against God's laws, then it becomes sinful.
Pope Francis added this was not unjust discrimination, but rather a clarification of the liturgical rite of marriage. In some countries like the U.S. and Germany, parish priests had already begun blessing same-sex unions. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
That's the probe around the globe. Stay with us for a recap of the headlines.
Let's recap the headlines. Police investigating 2 sudden deaths, one in Grenville and one in Carriacou. Glowing tributes for the late minister Elvin G. Nimrod as he is laid to rest on Tuesday. Grenada Cooperative Bank's annual Pump It Up Walk transformed into a series of events as all things go virtual. AstraZeneca injection now available at community health centers, while the debate about its use continues. We spoke to Dr. Francis Martin. And around the globe, Jamaica supports the use of AstraZeneca vaccine, and the Vatican says the Catholic Church cannot bless same-sex unions. In sports, number of days for Carifta Games will not be extended, and Michael Holding receives the Best Sports Pundit Award for 2020. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.